bringing in our panel. We have Republican strategist Tariff and Democratic strategist David Carlucci. Welcome both. David, I do want to start with you tonight. Americans care about their wallets. I mean, do you think these tariffs hurt Republicans in the midterms, even the next presidential election?
Yeah, there's no question about it. Look, Donald Trump is just doing a 180 on almost everything he campaigned on. He talked relentlessly about inflation that we know was beyond President Biden's control, a global issue. But yet he talked about prices coming down on day one. And yet what is he doing? The exact opposite. Almost every economist worth their salt is saying that these tariffs will increase prices, will have a devastating effect on American producers, on American workers and families. So it just makes no sense to me. And unfortunately, the Republican Party has just become the whims of Donald Trump and has no ability to break away from President Trump on these policies. And therefore, I think they'll reap devastating consequences come the midterms and then on to the presidential election as well. But because the Republicans are just in lockstep with Donald Trump, they just keep marching closer and closer.
Oh, okay. So, Tariff, let's get you in on this. Are Republicans wading into tough water if Americans increasingly feel pinched by these tariffs?
Well, the Republican Party is now officially the party of the middle class. It's now the official party of the working class. China really bears about 2% of all steel imported into the United States comes from China, who will probably be one of the last last holdouts when it comes to tariffs. Brazil is coming around the corner. They'll be settled very soon. All of these countries will be settled soon. We have the ability to absorb this. American manufacturing between Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel now cutting a deal, 100,000 jobs, probably more. The U.S. economy is poised for an incredible growth streak. President Trump is officially the president of the middle class and the lower income. Democrats are the party of billionaires.
We say it so?
Yeah, David, what's your response to that?
President of the middle class, but yet we're increasing prices on every American and chasing jobs out of our community. Look, I live in New York State and have fought hard to make sure that we have Buy American policies. But that's not just a sledgehammer that we hit home. We have to take into consideration our neighbors in Canada, our neighbors in Mexico, and around the globe.
Canada is such a great neighbor. I'll tell you, look, David, Canada is not such a great neighbor. They're such a great neighbor. They are such a great neighbor. They 300% on dairy. Minnesota, Wisconsin. You had to ship.
And do you know why that happened? We didn't have that until Donald Trump entered the White House.
It's not true. They've had 300%
that was
tariffs.
Unnecessary.
All right. So gentlemen, with the time we have, I do want to make sure we talk about, the very latest Truth Social post out within just the hour. So on the one hand, the new reporting, DHS confirming with News Nation, there is going to be a pause on these very inflammatory raids on farms, in restaurants and hotels that certainly have only added fuel to protests. And then we see the president's new post tonight. He's saying that ICE agents should do all in their power in this mass deportation program, saying they must expand efforts to detain and deport in major cities. What is your take tonight? Arif, we'll start with you.
Yeah, the left wing is very good at conflating words. Immigrant, legal immigrant, illegal immigrant. They forget that you have raids in areas because President Biden allowed 3 million plus people to come across the border and then says, oh, not my bad. I'll tell you what, you need due process. This is a very important distinction. We are prepared on the Republican side, on the conservative side, for a guest worker program. It can easily be achieved, but not when you have mass amounts of protests. Now, don't forget, remember the Democrat conflation terms, protest and riot. We do it here in the media. We do it all the time. We forget protest, riot, mostly quiet, sort of, kind of. No. You have riots. These are bad guys, law enforcement. I was a Los Angeles policeman for 11 years. I went through the LA riots. We are not punching bags. Their job is not to sit there and be spit at and thrown things. These are professional rioters. You have protesters, stand on the sidewalk, blow a whistle, hold a sign. If you are a rioter, you go to jail. Simple enough.
And David, I wanted to hear your response. I'm being told we have a hard out right now. But David Carlucci, Tariff, always appreciate both perspectives. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thanks, Natasha.
Still to come, the West Virginia governor calling catastrophic flash flooding a, quote, unicorn event. On the other side of the break, we're examining the deadly impact of the torrential rain. Stay with us.